All right, welcome to an episode of. All right, welcome to an episode of Pop the Question. So, in this episode, we like to. Think in my head. Welcome to another episode of Pop the Question. We like to take questions that viewers just kind of give us. Some of them are more off the cuff. And we're just gonna take them while we get rolling right away.
Let's do it.
Okay, question. I'm currently in med school and my mother-in-law thinks the diamond I want to buy isn't big enough. All right, that's a good one. She's offering to help me buy a bigger one. Should I let her help?
Look, all right, two immediate thoughts. No, I would never let my in-laws or my mom help me buy a ring. Maybe my mom if I paid her back, but definitely not my in-laws. But also, this guy's in med school, he might be doing all right. Maybe they can upgrade later, but do not let her step in on your moment like that.
So let me pull it out from the actual thing. So we have seen this, okay? I saw one that backfired really bad where it was really awkward, where she went out. I even had a client where the mother-in-law actually went out and bought the ring.
Oh, wow.
And then basically kind of gave him the bill, which is crazy different, okay? And it caused a lot of issues. In general, as a general relationship thing, you want to usually leave and cleave.
100%.
That would probably be a good principle, but I would tend to agree with you. I generally say no.
And the last thing you want is any strings being attached to that ring.
Weird strings.
Yeah. I got asked by my girlfriend's sister's boyfriend if I could wait to propose because he wants to do it around the same time. Am I rude if I don't want to wait?
Oh man, that's a good one. You know what? Okay, so I've seen this happen. So I'm Korean, okay? And so some Korean families are weird. They can have let's say there's 3 siblings. And sometimes it's important where it's they want the older one to go first, and
right.
It's almost disrespect. And I've seen it. We've had clients where the middle one is committed. The older one's been in a longer term relationship for 8 years. It maybe doesn't have his stuff together. You know what I'm saying? And then they're just waiting. Oh man, I mean, you know what, man? I mean that's something that you guys have to assess. That person would have to assess because it's sometimes you could do it, but it's going to cause so much years of strife and whatever that they might have felt man, it was never worth it.
Yeah, I mean, this was actually kind of my story. So my brother-in-law was about to propose to my sister-in-law pretty much around the same time Anz and I were going to do it. Luckily, a pandemic happened and it saved it because my ring was ready and his wasn't. But I kind of feel as men, you only really get to do one thing. You don't get to surprise your wife with a pregnancy. You don't get to, this is the one thing that we have where it's oh, I know when I'm gonna do it. I get to do it on my terms. Maybe I'm rude, I don't know, but I feel set your terms. Read the room. And if you don't care, yeah, whatever, do you.
All right. I proposed and my ex said no. Is it okay to save this ring for a future proposal or relationship?
What is wrong with you? Absolutely not. I mean, unless you move to a whole new city and you have completely different friends and nobody knows that you've ever been engaged before. But just sell it or do something back. I think that's bad juju, right?
Yeah, I think that's, you know what? I think that takes it right down to why this product is so different than other things because you can use it again, they might not know, but it's just the emotionality of it. The one exception to it that I feel that I have seen it happen where it seems to be okay, and it's kind of this more sad, but I think we had a couple clients where their original fiance or even wife or whatnot passed away. Right?
Gotcha.
And there's a sentimental value and they'll reuse it. But I feel that is always an interesting thing. That's a different scenario. But if you broke up and stuff like that, you don't,
It's just do yourself a favor and don't reuse that ring.
I did have one guy that I remember, you know what, we made him, I think it was 2 or 3, maybe even 3 rings.
For different proposals?
Yeah, but what was the funny thing is he got the exact same ring every single time. And so it was one happened and he got another, and I thought it was because he lost and he's no, this is the first one didn't work out. But it was just he was just in and out.
Even if it's the same design but different ring, that's still better than reusing the same one, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Is it rude to ask someone if their ring stone is a diamond or not?
Is it a rude? I don't know. I think that depends on your relationship, but it's like,
In a ring context, would it be rude because it's like, oh, you kind of in a way asking how expensive is it? Like this big stone, like, oh, is that a diamond? Is that real? Is it, you know?
yeah, I think it depends on who's asking. I mean, and so forth, right? It's like someone coming into your house and be like, how much do you pay for your house?
Right, yeah.
Right? It's like, I don't know, it's none of your business or like, weird.
I'm a big none of your business person, but yeah, read the room, depends on the relationship.
My girl wants a huge diamond for her ring, but can't tell the difference between a diamond and moissanite. Should I get moissanite and just not tell her? Whoa.
I personally think it's always best to start relationships on a big lie. So yeah, by no means should you tell her. I mean, that's you probably should, but what's behind that? You know what I mean? Like does she know any different? If you just like the look of it and it's like, hey, you know, you could get this bigger in a moissanite, but if she really wants a diamond, if you don't tell her, it's kind of like our last question. If you don't tell her, somebody else will, and you don't want to be the one.
Yeah, listen, I'm big on marriage in the sense that like one of the big things is just like trying to start on the right foot.
Right.
And so, man, if like those kind of things, it's like you start on that, you know. I think it's always better to just opt for just a good conversation. And you know, listen, this is the thing too, right? Is that I tell people like, you know, it doesn't have to be a one and done. There definitely are some women that like, and it's even just styles. There's some styles that honestly just look better with bigger stones. There's no way to hash that. And so, like, I don't feel like everything has to be so permanent. Like be open to the fact that, you know what, like you're starting life out, you know, for a lot of people like that are getting married and engaged and whatnot, like they're entering like the most expensive decade of their life, you know, you're building something and
Totally.
It's just like a, you know, there's a way to kind of do it like, you know, I don't want to just call it a starter ring, but it's like there's a way that you can let that ring kind of grow and so forth too. There's just a lot more options. That's just all I'm saying. And I think it's always good to just be real about it.
Yeah, transparency is good. Just have the conversation. Like, you know, like I said, you don't want somebody else to be the first person to tell your fiance, hey, you know, this isn't a diamond, because that's going to be a whole other conversation.
That is,
yeah,
like you can't put a dollar on trying to not have that conversation.
Definitely. But we're glad you asked the question, and for everybody else that has questions, we're here. Right? So we'll see you guys on the next episode of Pop the Question. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and ask away.